Welcome back to week 3 of fucking Feet Fetishist Enthusiast Monthly.
Big
Yeah.
moves, boys.
Yeah, that's right. That's what happens when you lead me astray, Kai. You take me away from my fucking sacred intro and then you fucking make me redo it. Now we're foot fetishists. Are you happy now?
Yes, extremely.
Interesting. I feel like I'm here for the ride.
I am Matthew. I am the guy who does editing. Let's just keep it consistent. Boys, tell you your names.
I'm Kai. Glad to be back with all you people.
I'm Jason. I'm very tired right now.
And welcome back to the Redacted podcast. You're not allowed to know. That was not the actual name, I promise you.
It is now, though.
It is now. It is for this week. For 1 week, we are now enthusiasts of feet. That means we can be
Enthusiast
burned.
defeat!
We can be burned at the stake for heresy. Fucking.
I want to be burned at the stake.
I imagine burning to death is actually like the most painful death, but only for a little while. Eventually, your
But
nerves.
imagine how alive you would feel just before you died.
Wait, do you mean that in like a high? Or do you mean that in pain?
I mean that in every sense.
I'd
Your
imagine
body would be the most alive right before it died. Isn't that weird?
No, I disagree. I think it'd be dying very hard, and I think you'd feel that pretty harsh. That's why people scream when they're dying.
Good point. Good
Yeah.
point.
I don't think they're screaming because they feel more alive than ever before, like they shot up cocaine or something. Shot up heroin, I guess. You snort cocaine. Can you shoot cocaine?
Heroin.
I mean, you definitely could. Whether that's a good way to do it is the real question.
I guess so. So, burning at the stake and cocaine aside, how was your weeks, boys?
I have yet to have a day of school this week. Oh, yeah, Jason, I did wake up to a cancellation this morning, and it was fucking amazing.
Fuck yes.
I woke up
Good
and
job,
I
buddy.
just immediately looked at my phone and saw the email that campus was closed. And I got so happy.
Yeah.
And
Seattle
immediately
being-
fell back asleep.
Unable to handle, like, 2 inches of snow.
Dude, the snow's like all
Sleep.
melted. Like, I look out my window right
I
now.
wonder what that feels like.
And there's like, I can see so much grass. I don't know why it's closed. I mean, I'd gladly take it, but it doesn't make sense, man.
You got a weak state. They can't deal with
Yeah.
it.
Especially when it comes to snow.
It's
Just
official.
dies.
Massachusetts could beat up Washington, right?
In a snowball fight, we could.
Absolutely, without a doubt.
Having,
We win that snowball fight every year.
There's no contest.
I think that instead of having like sports teams, we should just have like gladiatorial combat, but it's state by state.
Jason, why you do this to me?
What?
A couple weeks ago, me and Jay go out to dinner, and I'm like, man, we should bring back blood sports. And everyone at the table's like, yeah, sure, totally. Now here you are, again, stealing my idea.
I feel like
Listen,
we often
listen,
talk about blood
listen.
sports together.
Listen.
We probably do talk a lot about blood sports.
I think we talked about blood
Because-
sports when we were at dinner back in December when I was back in Mass.
Was that the dinner I'm talking about? It might
Oh,
be.
maybe. The
I
one where you
believe
ate
so.
cornbread and you were really disappointed.
Yes! Where I thought, I didn't know it was cornbread. Okay, this is bullshit. They had the fucking bread serving thing right in front of us, right? And it had delicious fucking, like, stale bread. Like, I don't know what the fuck you call it. And it was great. And there were a couple of slices of it. And then there was just one bit of cornbread in there. And I fucking bit into that thinking it was a fucking loaf. And it wasn't a loaf of bread. It was a fucking bit of cornbread. Why was that in there?
You also ate the entire basket of bread / cornbread.
I didn't
did
intend
the
for that to
whole-
happen, considering I wouldn't have eaten the cornbred if I'd known it was cornbread, but it happened. We'll live with it.
You
You
chose
guys can
this.
have the bread next time.
No, I'm okay with that.
I'm good without it. Thanks, though.
Yes, we should have gladiatorial arenas based by state. We should have our home fields, and Massachusetts' home field is just snow. You can dive in the snow. You can throw ice. I don't know.
That would be so good.
We can be like the snow divers or something.
The snow divers.
We'd beat up Arizona every time.
Beat
They
up a
wouldn't know
lot
how
of
to
people.
fucking
I
handle
don't know. They have a lot of cocaine there.
it. You kidding? I don't think they have enough to practice snow diving.
Listen. They have a different kind of snow diving, if you know what I mean.
Hey.
Yeah, I understand. Just smash your face into the mountain of cocaine like Scarface.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to your week, Kai?
Not much. It was just chilling at home, not having to go to school, and streaming. That's about it, really.
So you've been basically just playing like Fortnite all week?
Kind of, yeah. And getting really mad at speedrunning Dark Souls.
Ah, yeah, that too.
But you did manage to go on a date with your lady Vera.
Oh, yes, that is true.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
He got a
It's
date to Monster Prom.
It was, yeah.
Well,
Not real life, sadly. Oh, also, happy Valentine's Day, everyone listening.
Oh yeah, this
Live,
is our
and I hope you had a great
uh,
one if you're listening to it on SoundCloud. We all love
the
you
feet
here.
enthusiast Valentine's Day stream, guys.
Feet Enthusiast Monthly likes to remind you that Valentine's Day is a perfect day to buy your significant other heels and/or socks. Use the discount code FETM at fucking kink.com to get 20% off. That's not a real sponsor. Please don't believe that. Don't go to kink.com. I don't know what's there.
That's a lie. You 100% know what's there, man.
I have no idea what's there. I know of the company named Kink. I don't know what kink.com is, though. Instead of being like a decent boyfriend, here I am on the podcast. Spend more time with girlfriend tonight. But,
That'll be fine.
yeah, you just blow off every significant other. Don't worry about it. Valentine's Day, fuck that.
You gotta hang out with your lonely friends.
It's just the day of the most fucking on earth. Everybody's fucking right now, except for you.
Yeah.
That's the moral of the story. That's Valentine's Day, in a nutshell.
Yeah, basically. Thanks, Valentine's Day.
I miss Demolition D. He was a good YouTuber. I am always reminded of his quote, "Everybody's having sex but you! Even the plants and fruits and vegetables!" Everybody's fucking, except you.
Some people be fucking.
Fucking... fuck, that actually reminded me of a terrible news story because fucking if you say vegetables, it could be like the catatonic people. And unfortunately, some of those people are getting fucked.
Yeah,
That's a
I
dark
know what
topic.
you're talking
Oh, no.
about.
Yeah, that
Oh
was...
no,
Yeah.
Did you hear about that story, Jay?
no, I didn't.
There was this, I think it was a hospital in, ironically, Arizona, where one of its patients, who the initial story said she was comatose, but later on it turns out she's not entirely comatose. She's just sufficiently impaired when it comes to movement and communication. But she found out to be preggers and giving birth. At the same time, they figured that out. Those two things, they figured that out at the same time. And, yeah.
How do you figure that out at the same time?
Her moaning and her water breaking.
Yeah.
So, someone was actually arrested for it, one of the medical staff. Yeah, he was just a creepy dude who was fucking someone who literally could not consent or reject.
Yep.
Just in case you
fucked up
think the
shit.
world is safe, it's not.
Oh, absolutely not.
Literally everywhere
That's
and everything
fucked up.
wants to fuck you.
Yeah.
You're just not in the
Me-
right state for it to fuck you yet.
He worked at that place for quite a while, so they like suspected that there could be other victims. that
Yeah, they were
don't know
looking into
about.
that he might have had other illicit. You can't even call it. He might have sexually assaulted other patients, which
Yep.
is fucked,
That's so fucked up.
Yeah.
ain't it?
But thankfully they caught him now.
Yeah, it just took a fucking pregnancy.
Yeah.
Which, Jesus, that kid is going to have a hard fucking lesson learning, I guess. Like, fuck. That is going to be a rough upbringing, and that kid's going to have to learn some fucked up things when he's older.
Yeah.
Ugh.
My only hope is that he doesn't learn it until he's like 20. He'll hopefully be able to deal with it by then.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. That shit can fuck you up hard.
Yeah, it can.
So moving away from vegetables being fucked,
And rape babies.
and rape babies.
How's your guys'
How
week?
How was your week, Jason?
It was alright. I have had very little sleep, but that's okay, because I'm here now. And that
You
makes it all worth it.
You're here now amongst friends, one who is still within the shame closet.
It's okay. Shame closet is necessary.
It's,
Don't
it's
ever leave it.
Shame.
Shame.
Did you play anything or do anything this week?
Oh god! I have been playing so much goddamn Monster Hunter, it's not even funny.
Ah, yeah, you mentioned that. You were the fucking Geralt stuff.
Yeah. So they're currently doing the. I feel like it's kind of in preparation of their expansion that's coming out soon. But they brought back all of the event quests, so I've been grinding all of that out and actually trying to get to like the end game content, which I'm close to. But there's so much stuff. There's so much stuff to beat up.
Yep, there's a lot of monsters to hunt.
There's a lot of monsters to hunt.
You got the Devil May Cry quests, the Street Fighter quests, the spring festivals, the winter festivals, the fall festivals. You got the fucking the Witcher 1, which just came out.
Yeah.
Am I missing any there?
There's the Assassin's Creed ones and the Horizon Zero Dawn quests.
Yeah, that one too.
Where
you can be Aloy.
And then there's the like additional hunts that you can do. They add like Devil Joe and whatnot.
Yeah.
Behemoth Final Fantasy is a big one. I've been trying that one. The Behemoth is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah, it's got that aggro mechanic. I think we talked about that earlier.
Yeah, it's all right. So the way that they play that fight is as if it were an MMO. So it'll tell you what attack it's using or what it's preparing on the right hand side of the screen. So you have time to know what he's about to do and prepare for it. But it does have an insta kill attack. It has Ecliptic Meteor. So the whole idea is that you have to get behind these big meteors or comets that he crashes down, and if you're not behind it in the right way, it'll one hit kill you.
Yep, there's similar mechanics in FF14. There's I just recently went through one of the dungeons, and they have this all the time when it comes to bosses. Like, there's this one dungeon boss that casts Doom on you, so you'll die in 10 seconds. Unless you go to the glowy plate things. Gotta go run over to the glowy plate thing so you don't fucking die.
That makes sense.
There's also another one in the Blue Mage Mask Carnival. Miss Typhoon. She just uses Snort all the time and a fireball that's easy to dodge. But if she uses her, like, perfect Snort, the one that takes forever to charge up, you'll be put into a super hard knockback, and then it'll just spam fireballs that are unavoidable, rapid fire to kill you. The only way to beat it is to have a Blue Mage spell called Diamondback, which makes you very defensed.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's not easy.
So, what's your Monhun goals?
So as of right now, I'm working on getting to Hunter rank 50, because then that opens up all of the following quests. There isn't anything else in the game that I won't be able to access at that point. And I'll also be able to fight the final monster in the game, which is Kyrian.
Oh, is Kyrian actually the last one?
He unlocks at Hunter rank 49.
Everybody loves the Kyrian armor. It's fucking top tier. It's showing some ass and booty.
Got some of that booty.
Ooh.
Everybody loves the booty.
Gotta love the booty.
Gotta love the booby.
Oh. Happy Valentine's Day.
Hippie Villain Torps D.
Anything else you want to throw in there, or?
No, I don't think there's too much else.
All right, so that leaves it to me, and now I have to actually remember what happened in the last week since I've been in the shame closet. So I've been trying to desperately stall as I run through the documentation that I keep in here, supposedly showing what my life is like. I really wish I had a prop of papers right now.
Read off the script. Of
Not just make the sound
Your
effect
diary.
of flipping pages. What did I do this week? I know I played FF14 because I'm always doing that. I feel like I played something else though. What else did I do? Oh, that's right. I did. I worked out too. I've actually gotten on the bike again. And I'll be getting on my bike after the podcast. Stay fit, healthy.
Woo! Guess what?
That's it. I was watching fucking Sword Art Online while fucking working out, and I have a mixed relationship with that series in total. Since I've never seen the original, have no interest in the original or Helm Online, but Alicization and fucking Gun Gale Alternative are my shit. I fucking love them. I don't actually care about anything that's happening with the sword art aspect of Alicization, but I care a lot about the in-universe. It's pretty fun. Fucking, I really like the contextual idea of being able to recognize that your existence is that of a computer program, and then having that work in ways that is comparable to the programs just as your reality. So, like, magic is just system programs running at your command.
Huh.
I like that. Or the most powerful being on Earth, who has pronounced themselves God, just being the admin. Because that's kind of how that works. I can see why the guy who wrote Sword Art Online is popular. I should actually probably read the actual stories. I did actually try reading Gun Gale Alternative. The book for that one. I should keep going. Because Gun Gale Alternative is the shit.
Gun Gale is really cool.
I like it a lot.
I don't know. I liked Sword Art, but I think it was mostly just because of, like, I liked the animation a lot. I liked the designs, and I liked the video game aspect of it. But I don't know. It's not particularly well written, and it's not too compelling in any direction.
It's because they totally cop out on the main gimmick in the anime. But I don't know if they can cop out on the main gimmick in the book.
I feel like it would be hard not to.
I don't know. That's the thing. I hear that, like, if you look at the length of the series in books, it's fucking huge. There's a lot of books in this series.
I feel like you just said something and I totally didn't hear it.
Fuck.
Good job, Jason.
There's a lot of...
No, I think my headphones cut out.
Yeah, no worries. So, like, there's a lot of books in this series, like a fuck ton. There's, like, fucking 9 or something. And I think Alicization is, like, the 8th book. Or 9th.
Oh, damn.
Like, there's a lot of books.
Yeah.
I can't fact check that, but nor do I really care to.
No, but, like, that makes sense.
Did I do anything else this week? Fucking, I feel like I did. What did I do? Fucking, that's right. I fucking played Devil May Cry 5's demo relentlessly, tirelessly.
Oh.
Just, like, constantly. A lot. I've completed that demo 1,000,000 times. I like it a lot. It's very good.
Yay.
And I played Bayonetta. That I also did. I wanted to boot up another character action game because I was getting a real hankering for it. Fucking... I really like character action. Fucking, it's good shit to me. I just wish I had Bayonetta for anything other than the Wii U, because I hate that Wii U gamepad controller so much. It's so bad.
Do you think we're ever gonna get a game that has both Dante and Bayonetta in it?
Potentially. I mean, they're technically connected through the SMT universe. Dante showed up in SMT3. Nocturne and fucking Bayonetta showed up in the phone game for SMT not too long ago. So they technically exist in the same universe, interconnected via the Yamala network.
Huh.
But that reminds me, Platinum has that new game coming out too. You guys saw it, Astral Chains?
No, I haven't
No.
heard of this.
Oh, okay. So allow me to explain it the way I read it off Twitter. Let's make a cop game, except they're Sentais, except they have stands, and the stands are mechas, and they're connected to you with magic chains.
Fucking excuse me?
That sounds
What
pretty
is
fucking
what
cool.
is the name of this?
Astral Chains. Go pull that shit up, Kai. Fucking more people need to know about
Yeah, I'm
everything
looking it up.
Platinum makes.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Astral
What the
Chains.
I
fuck?
guess you didn't pay attention to the direct at all yesterday.
Nope.
Yeah, I figured.
Oh my god!
Yeah, no, yeah, this is a thing. I'm moderately excited for it, but there are things I dislike about it already. But hey, I think it'll be cool.
Listen. Sentais are the raddest every time, and these Sentais have stands.
And they're mecha stands.
It's so cool.
Yeah, so
Oh my god!
that's what Platinum's
what
up
the
to.
fuck?
And they're
You know what?
Hmm?
That's fine. That's I. You know what? I. What other games have Platinum has Platinum made that weren't great?
that weren't great. Transformers,
Yeah.
TMNT, Korra.
No. Transformers was actually a pretty solid game.
I mean, I guess if you want to be... Yeah, I mean, I did play it. It was alright. I did think it was pretty good. I don't think it's their toppest of tier stuff, but I guess if we're just narrowing it down, the only ones I can think of are probably the TMNT game, which I didn't play, and the Korra game, which I did, and that one is lackluster.
All right. So
Yeah,
they had,
there's not a whole lot to that game.
It could have been a lot more, but hey,
It could have.
small budget by Activision and Nickelodeon, so there you go.
Yep.
all right. So.
I'll be real though, like
This game looks pretty fucking sick,
just
though.
like the strange Nightmare Before Christmas character action game that nobody knows exists, I feel like
It's so good.
it is very good. I played that one. It's pretty fucking great. Just like that one, I feel like there's going to be a child who will be blessed with the Korra action game, and he'll be like, this is my shit. In like 2033, he's going to be like, oh man, I remember Korra. That was the best game.
Oh, they made Mad World.
Oh yeah, they also... Wait, was that when they were still Grasshopper?
It says made by Platinum Games.
Huh. I thought that was when they were still Grasshopper Studios. Alright.
Then they made Infinite Space,
Never heard of that
a
one.
space simulation game. Bayonetta, Vanquish, Anarchy Reigns.
Ah, yes. I wouldn't call that bad, though. I'd fight you if you did.
No. I was saying that in like a, oh man, that game was sick. Wonderful 101. I never actually played that.
It's also on my list, which I know Kamiya is now frowning at me. He was already frowning at everyone, though, so it's fine.
Revengeance, then Legend of Korra, Bayonetta 2, Transformers Devastation, 8-bit Bayonetta. What the fuck?
That was a fucking... I think probably a teaser promo or something? I don't know.
Mutants in Manhattan, which is the TMNT game. I do remember that not being great.
I heard it wasn't great. I don't even know if it was or not, though.
Star Fox. They made 2 Star Fox games.
That they did. I remember people complaining about the controller on that one.
Then they made Nier. And what's Babylon's Fall?
Babylon's Fall? Haven't heard of it.
It's a game that's supposed to be coming out in 2019. What is this?
That isn't the Grand Blue game, is it?
No, it's not. But this game looks really cool.
Kai, pull it up.
What game?
Babylon's Fall.
Babylon's Fall. I like all that I'm seeing right now is like still pictures, but I'm trying to find a teaser or trailer or something. It looks like it has something to do with knights.
I'm cool with knights. Knights are cool.
Knights are cool. As long as they're not white.
Yeah,
Fucking White Knight.
true.
I feel like White Knight is definitely not as bad as a game as we give it shit for, but it's hilarious to give it shit.
Oh, no. It's like... I think that White Knight is actually a fairly solid game. It just has some weird, like, questionable design choices. And the story is kind of one of those, like, oh, I see what we're doing now. Oh, okay. But no, other than that, like, I love that game. As much as I love to give it shit.
I definitely
do.
enjoyed our fucking romp through it in high school. I will never
so
forget.
good.
I will never forget the fucking moment that, spoilers, the character in White Knight, Kara, has an accent that's very weird and fucking, like, everyone in the VGC, Video Game Corporation from high school, was like, wow, that's a fucking fake ass accent. I can't believe the actress didn't even try. And then they rip it away. The character doesn't even have that accent. It was fake all along. And everyone was like, the fuck? It makes so much sense. Beautiful storytelling.
They did do a really good job of, like, with that, because they really wanted you to think that they used the meta to their advantage of the game, of you just thinking, oh yeah, no, this game is just shit.
I hope they did. I don't think they did.
I really hope that they did. So Babylon's Fall is actually, I'm reading here, it's an original title from Square Enix and Platinum.
Mm-hmm.
So seems to be in the same vein as, like, Nier.
Square, I feel like Platinum had a pretty interesting, like, development history, because, like, they had their games, which everybody universally panned as good shit, but didn't sell at all. Like, they were very niche and made no money. So, when Bayonetta 2 was about to be fucking canned out of lack of funds, they were picked up by Nintendo, and they've now continued to work with Nintendo and do their freelancing party shit, which still doesn't actually make any money. But then they worked with Yoko Taro and Square Enix, which literally saved the company from bankruptcy. Like, if Nier Automata didn't sell well, Platinum Games would have had to close its doors.
Yeah.
And
But it did really fucking well.
it did super well. So, like, Platinum Games is this living on the edge company that is, like, the most... Okay, no, I figured it out. Platinum Games is Dante in the form of a company, where they don't care about money. They're just literally doing what they want and barely making ends meet.
I love them so much.
They're a good company.
So,
Action games are fun.
they've confirmed Bayonetta 3.
Mm-hmm.
But they just haven't announced when it will.
They haven't said anything other than the teaser
Yeah.
trailer, which was, it's the Bayonetta logo with a 3!
Yeah, then they got removed from the Grand Blue Fantasy game.
Wait, what?
They're no longer making it.
Oh.
But the game will still be made, just not by Platinum.
Why?
I don't know.
That's so weird, especially when fucking Grand Blue went out of their way to get Arxis and Platinum to do 2 games, like the fighting game and then the action game.
Yeah, as of February 4th, 2019, it was announced that Platinum Games would no longer be involved in the project, leaving Psy Games to handle the rest of the development.
Who the fuck is Psy Games?
Let's see. What did they make?
What's happening?
They made a bunch of mobile and web games.
Oh.
And then they made
Great.
for console games, they made Wondership Q, the Idolmaster Cinderella Girls Viewing Resolution, Anubis, Zone of the Enders, the second runner, the Grand Blue Fantasy Relink, and then this other thing called Project Awakening.
That sounds familiar. They made the second runner?
They made the second runner.
They worked on the second runner. Jesus, all right. That's confidence, actually. If you want, Jason, if you want a cool ass mech game, you should play Zoe 2.
That's what I've heard. I've heard that they're really sick.
They're pretty sick. Juhedi is pretty cool.
Huh. They've worked on a lot of like mobile and web browser games though.
They sound like a supplementary development team because I thought
they made all of the Grand Blue Fantasy game.
Yeah.
For iOS.
Yeah, that's oh, so wait, is that the actual ownership company?
I think so.
Probably. I don't actually give a shit about Grand Blue at all because I don't play gotcha bullshit.
Interesting.
I will now annihilate
then,
or alienate all of our fans. All one of them who likes gotcha.
And then then they have two other Platinum has two other games that are yet to be announced for a release date. The first is this game called Lost Order, and the other is World of Demons, but they're both mobile games.
Yep.
Interesting.
Aye. So I can't really think of anything else my week was. It was just character action games.
I have something, Matt. I don't know if you've heard about this yet, but I saw the announcement for this at like 2 a.m. last night while I was talking with Jason, and I got really excited.
All right.
But Team Cherry announced
Yeah!
and it looks so fucking
Yeah! Hornet!
Dude. Oh. I want it so badly.
It's pretty sick. It's the
It looks so good.
It's the immediate Virgil mode that we all wanted, except it's more like Lady than it is Virgil.
Holy fuck. So I'm watching the trailer for Astral Chain, and this looks like the hypest shit.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. Going back to the fucking Hollow Knight expansion, or Hollow Knight sequel? Prequel? I don't even know.
It's a sequel. It was supposed to be a DLC, but then they're like, we're putting so much stuff
Just
into
make it a
this.
full game.
We're just going to make it an entire game, yeah.
I'm super excited about that because there cannot... I want Hollow Knight to continue very much. Hollow Knight needs to be like... There is so much good shit in that lore and universe. Let's keep fucking going. I'm not afraid.
And it's such a good game.
Yeah,
also.
it is.
And the art style is so beautiful.
It plays well, it looks good, it sounds good, and it's fun to be there. Well, fun.
Dude, I can't wait to play as Hornet. She looks so fun to play
I always fucking
as.
loved her fucking the sewing needle is such a cool ass weapon. Like with the fucking string, it's so cool.
She just throws it around and pulls it back and whips it around.
And when she does the fucking
cool.
string whips around her, it's so sick.
Yeah. I think you can use those in the second time you fight her when she drops those like balls around, spike balls. You can like do that in game and shit when you play as her.
I'm so excited. I love
Dude,
it
looks
when
so
shit like
fucking
that
good.
happens where you take a boss and make it the character.
Yeah.
I'm so fucking excited.
Oh, dude, I can't fucking wait. I want it so badly.
It is soon.
Thank you, Team
Team
Cherry.
for continuing existing. I don't know why Team Cherry made me think of fucking Shovel Knight, but that's not even close to anywhere near anything happening. No? Alright. Yeah, okay.
I've never played Shovel Knight.
Just the final expansion of Shovel Knight's coming out in April, so.
Which night is it?
King Knight.
King Knight.
So in April, King of the Cards, the final Shovel Knight, is coming out, which is a King Knight story. I don't know if it's actually integrated into the plot like Spectre Knights was, but it's also having its own smash, its own battle mode, as it were.
Huh.
Which allows, basically, I think, every knight to be playable. Black Knight, Shovel Knight, Shield Knight, I know Pyro Knight, or Mole Knight, Mole Knight, Treasure Knight, the generic Knight, who will probably be the one I play as because I'm very into generic knights. And yeah, that's a thing. But I don't know why Team Cherry made me think of Yacht Club. I don't know. They're not really similar, but
Kind of on a slightly different note, but still in the same the same area. Did either of you guys see the Fire Emblem Three Houses direct stuff from last night?
No. I know that there's a new Fire Emblem, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, so they released a video of it during the direct last night, and it's basically it's like Harry Potter Fire Emblem?
All right, so it's all wizards now.
Cool.
No. There's a school, and there are 3 houses that are each dictated by it's like a weird mix between Yu-Gi-Oh! GX and Harry, like Hogwarts.
So the
and Fire
Sliver in
Emblem.
Red dorm. The Sliver in Red dorm. Yep, that's where it's happening.
You got the Black Eagles, the Blue Lions, and the Golden Deer. There's the 3 noble
All right,
houses.
so I'm
Yep.
already putting it down that the Golden Deer is the gay house, so we're not going there.
Probably.
Which, well, yeah, I'm not trying to steal the spotlight. Keep going, Jason.
No. I'm reading a little bit more about it now. But yeah, one of the big things is that you're the Dumbledore character, so you're training and teaching all these people.
Oh, that's super weird. I was
That's
thinking
cool.
you would probably be a student, but that's actually kind of neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually really sick. Yeah, so you take on the role of
Can I be super biased
Basically
and just never give any house points to Golden Deer?
I don't know. I imagine you probably could.
50 points for Black Lions, minus 20 points from Black Deer. We're down Golden Deer.
I wonder if they're gonna bring a relationship thing into this
That's some
and have you
pervy teacher
yeah.
shit going on there.
ship your students.
Oh, that's even weirder.
Oh,
Dumbledore hiding
Jesus.
around the corner trying to make Harry and Ron make out.
Oh my god! Imagine that.
That's what this game is, especially considering.
The art style is also very Valkyria Chronicles.
From what I saw, it looked just like From what I saw, it looked kind of what I've come to expect out of Fire Emblem, I guess. I never put
Yeah.
the biggest of expectations on its art style, but it just kind of looked. It did look like a bit of a more genericism. I don't know. It looked more. It looked less stylized.
It's definitely less stylized than it usually is. I don't know. There's just something about it that, so the enemies look very Fire Emblem, and then some of the students look very Fire Emblem. But I don't know. Overall, it's kind of got this this slightly more modern aesthetic to it.
Well,
Huh.
I'll be sure to follow around my students in a creepy fashion and make sure that one of them is mashing their genitals together.
You can set class goals and do tutoring with your students and stuff.
Squad goals. I mean class goals. Fucking.
There's also full voice acting this time.
I've never.
Yeah.
I still don't fucking trust Treehouse level translation, but that's neither here nor there. I don't think I'll ever trust them. It's just like I don't trust any form of censorship.
My Fire Emblem Academia. God damn it.
So I guess that kind of wraps up the weeks.
Huh.
Unless you have anything to throw in there that's spicy and hot in one last second.
Traps are gay.
I mean, we did talk about that last week and this week.
Yeah.
Just not on the
Sorry,
podcast
Tristan.
because we actually
Just throw
do
that out there.
convene every once in a while outside of the shame closet.
Yes, every now. Give me 1 second, boys. I'll be right back.
Motherfucker!
Okay.
It's the middle of the podcast! Son of a bitch!
Son of a bitch.
You did this to me!
How could he do us like this,
He
man?
He did us dirty, Kai. He did us actually dirty. We're in the middle of the fucking podcast,
See,
and
what-
he's gone.
When I left last podcast, no one fucking knew because I just left while you guys were talking about Kingdom Hearts.
You did,
for
and I
hours.
appreciate how you silently messaged me and didn't have, like, a big thing. No, now he's just fucking gone. Welcome to the new segment.
And now Jason's gonna be
Abandoned
like, hey,
mission issues.
look at me. I'm gonna be leaving. God, what?
Here on this segment, we'll talk about how our dads left us.
We'll never trust again because Jason fucked us over.
My dad left when I was 18.
God.
He divorced my family right there. It was awful. Did not actually happen. Disclaimer. Welcome.
Jason bringing back those horrible memories.
Welcome to Dads Anonymous, where we talk about our dad extravaganzas. Fucking, I like how fucking in video games you can get multiple dad extravaganzas. You can have so many games where it's either it's about your dad, or you're the dad trying to be a good dad, or you're got two dads.
Yeah. I immediately thought of
dad extravaganza.
Yeah.
You try to get your dad, and then in Fallout 4, you're the dad.
Gotta find
But
your son.
he's the real dad. His name is Dad. Fucking story of Fallout 4. A dad tries to find his son, but his son actually becomes the dad named Father because he's the big daddy. So when you are the dad looking for your dad's son, you find a father not thinking he's your son because he's your dad.
Hello, Dad.
Welcome back,
I am
fucker.
Dad.
Fuck you, Jason.
Sorry.
I guess that ends the dad abandonment segment. Join us again next month when we discuss how dad abandonment worked into our foot fetishism.
I'm sorry to leave you, children.
Your dad rights are revoked.
Doesn't mean that I ain't less of a dad.
Fuck. Oh man, that's a strong comeback for any stepdads and or mom's boyfriends.
Oof.
Listen, kiddo. I know I'm not your real dad.
Just because I don't have dad licensing doesn't mean I'm any less of your dad. Oh man,
Listen,
that's strong.
Just because I didn't impregnate your mom doesn't mean I'm any less of your dad.
Oh, that's so strong. And it's so fucked at the same time. I love it.
Oh,
Listen,
Jesus.
kiddo. One day, you're gonna have a little brother.
Fuck. That's mom's boyfriend, the strongest final boss dad. The one you want to fight the most, who doesn't want to fight you.
You want some ice cream, kiddo?
Fuck you, Dad. You're not my real dad.
Okay, I'll just put it in the freezer.
You see? It's exactly how that would happen. Fucking, why are dads like the strongest of creatures? They're the strongest of.
Dad's the ultimate
They're the
beings.
strongest creatures who are also simultaneously the weakest of creatures. Where it's like, my dad can beat up your dad, but in reality, your dad's overweight, hasn't worked out in a couple of years. And it's like, he could throw his mass around, yeah, but like, he is not a soldier. He's not the
Okay,
cool
all right,
guy.
but
Speak for yourself. My dad was in the army for a
Oh.
year.
When was the last time your dad worked out?
He plays soccer almost every single day of the week.
You actually have
But also to
athleta dad.
make it worse, he was in the Austrian army, which is basically just a joke. And because was it his eyesight? What was it? There's something that he had where they're like, oh yeah, you know, you have this, you don't have to do anything. So he literally just sat around and did absolutely fucking
Amazing.
nothing.
incredible.
Yeah, good old Austrian army.
I don't know. I do kind of feel like your dad could kick someone's ass, though. Yeah.
My dad? Probably.
All right,
real
we've heard
talk,
it here. Out of all of us, Kai has the strongest dad.
He'd be a kicker though.
I don't know. I
all
also
the
think
soccer he plays, he got the
I also
strong
feel
legs.
like your dad could also kick someone's ass, though, Matt.
That's the thing. My dad probably could, but like that's only because I think of his weight. Like, I don't know if he's still working out. There was a good span of time where he was actually getting fucking fit, and my dad has some mass to throw around with that, so he could probably beat someone's ass. But I don't think he would.
My dad's short, so
My dad's actually kind of. My dad's
That's,
kind of tall and big. I don't know how obfuscated all of my dad's genes into my sisters, I guess, because like I am tiny compared to my dad, and I got most of my looks from my uncle. Weirdly enough, so much so actually,
Weird.
so much so
Interesting.
that when my family attended one wedding at this one specific church, there was a pastor there who had been working there for years, and he knew my uncle back when he was a kid. And he heard my voice and saw me and went into shock because he thought my uncle Sean had come back as a younger child to haunt him in some way or something. And he was in disbelief. And like from what I hear, he was like actually in shock when he saw me.
Nani?
Interesting.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, so I look and sound nearly exactly like my uncle, which is fucking weird.
There's this picture of my mom when she was in, I don't know, middle school maybe. There's a school photo, and she's wearing pigtails, and if you cover the pigtails, it looks exactly like me, and it's terrifying.
The plot twist, it's not you, your own grandpa, you are your own mother.
Is that really a thing, Kai? Like,
Yeah.
like actually?
Yeah, I could probably find the picture and show you at some
Yeah,
point.
please do. I want to see
I
that.
think it's on my mom's Facebook.
That's so funny.
It's pretty funny.
It's genetics are funny. Sometimes you'll definitely take back or take after more of one parent than the other.
It's really weird because I look
Yeah.
identical to both of my parents.
So you
Which
just
is
got
it's just weird.
you got that straight middle. I definitely am more on my mom's side because fucking my dad does not have the same eyes as me, and my sister, we both have the same eyes, but they are neither of my parents really have that, except I think my grandmother on my mother's side has the same eyes. They're kind of green with a weird brownie center.
My mom's really mad at me because I got the blue eyes that she says she deserved. Because
Oh, yeah.
both of her parents have blue eyes,
Ah,
and she has brown eyes. So, and I got the blue eyes, and she's always been mad at me for that.
blue eyes, white Kai.
Exactly.
Stolen
me.
from your mother. Ah, you
took
took her power at an early age. You would be the Aryan child.
Oh no. It's my Austrian genes
Yep.
kicking in again.
So,
Destroy the child.
oh yeah, we did talk about
them all.
baby eating. I think that was my favorite question from last night. We streamed last night, and I just want to throw this question out to the wild so that anyone on the podcast can answer this for themselves. You have intense intimate knowledge about how humanity will end and what cosmic forces millions of years into the future and or thousands of years into the future will cause the end of the world. You know how to defeat it. You know how to actively counter it. But you have to foster that technology to get to the point where you can defeat it. Unfortunately, you won't live that long, and this will be way too hard to explain and or write down for other people because they won't be able to guide humanity like you will. Thus, you have to extend your life. But there's only one way: to eat a child, raw and alive. But if you eat that child, you will live longer, and you will be able to live long as that child. You would live as long as that child would have lived. So you can help foster humanity towards saving itself. But it may not be the only child you have to eat. Here's the question: do you eat the children to save you?
What if it's just one baby, but that baby is Jesus?
I don't think that works. I don't think you can prove that one either. I think like if this under the context of you eating Jesus, I don't think that would work. I think God would get really mad at you and not give you the respawn ability that Jesus had.
Yeah, but all you have to do is just not die.
Yeah.
Jesus probably would have died of natural causes. I don't think he was immortal, like ageless immortal.
Good point.
He did age.
Silly Jason.
All right,
He did age.
just wrap that up nice on the bow. Do you eat the children to save humanity?
I will eat Jesus, yes.
You should totally email me that at the podcast email, which I totally checked earlier today and am not checking right now for the first time because I totally just remembered it's a thing. So one of you boys should go on the news stories, whatever you got.
Do you want to do mine or you do your first, Matt?
Jason, did you get one yet or no?
No.
All right, so Kai,
Not
go right ahead
really.
first.
Okay. So, there's this lovely article this person wrote on Waypoint, and it's titled, "I wish Resident Evil 2 let me be a more compassionate hero." And it's let's open up the full article real quick. And it's a lovely article that this
I feel like
person
you're
wrote
hyping us up
about how
for a joke here, but all right, keep going. I believe in you.
let me just I don't even know where to fucking start on this story. It's interesting to say the least. It's a person who doesn't like the fact that you are going around in the zombie apocalypse and looting and you can't help people as much as
Is there anyone to even
You do
help
in
in
the game?
Raccoon City anymore?
they're like, "Oh, you find all this like healing items and like all this like magical sprays and shit, but you can't go up to Marvin and help him out."
Okay,
And it's like
want to know the funny
it's,
thing?
it's just a lot of like
Wanna
really
know the
dumb
funny thing?
points.
The healing items are non-canon. Want to know what is canon to Resident Evil 2? The no-hit speed run, where you take less than
shit.
2 hours to beat the game, and you never get hit once. That's the canon version of the game.
Yeah. That makes sense.
That does
But
make
this
sense.
person who clearly doesn't understand this kind of stuff is just really upset that the game forces you to be. Oh wait, let me find the specific quote. Shit, where I was like near the top.
Welcome.
Yes, Jazargo. It's crazy, isn't it? There's like I don't know. There's just a lot of dumb stuff in this article talking about how they wish okay. So I still feel a little bad looting the place, at least at first, since this is a staging area for what we in EMS call a mass casualty incident. So of course I went in thinking like an EMT, looking for survivors to help. Like the nice dude who saves me from a faulty door, Marvin, who's clearly suffering from some kind of awful wound. I want to help him. Claire wants to help him too. And then she just like keeps talking about this, and then she's like, the only first aid items are hilarious magical herbs and sprays.
That they are, because they're not real. They're here for the game.
Yeah. It's purely a game mechanic.
That might be a that's probably a problem with people not playing the original, because the problem with this is definitely the reimagining of Resident Evil 2. It's not a remake, it's a reimagining. And in the fucking original as well, it was technically not canon, but fucking that might have been more apparent.
Does the whole thing really take place within 2 hours?
Yes.
Jesus, that's really short. Damn. That's really cool, though.
Resident Evil 2, I feel like the Resident Evil, what happens in Resident Evil has always been fucking fascinating to me, because Raccoon City has so much fucking shit happening in it. But fucking, it's such a small window of time. It's like, all of Resident Evil 2 happens within, I think, like 2 hours, essentially. All of Resident Evil 0 happens within, like, a day? All of Resident Evil happens in, like, a night. Less than. Like, Resident Evils have a lot of things going on in them. That's why the canon version is the speed run that you never get hit in. Because the way the, I think that's so there's the G virus, but I think it's the T virus that makes you a fucking, a zombie. That shit infects you, and, As soon as you get hit, you're going to be a zombie in a couple of hours. There's no preventing that whatsoever. Except in like Resident Evil Revelations Outbreak or whatever it is, I think. That one of those has the idea of the antibody in there. But technically, yeah, no, you fucked. Those healing items don't actually work. Lo and behold, the healing item, the magic healing spray, doesn't really work. Who would have thought?
Crazy. Also, there's one part in the article where it just gets super political all of a sudden.
That's This goes back to the problem, in my opinion, of fucking journalism, which is it's always biased. It's very hard to get a news story that is just the news story without whoever's take is on it. And America is very politically charged right now, so everybody wants to throw right now. It's always been.
Yeah, she just starts like shitting on police.
Don't worry, guys.
What the fuck?
I want you to.
Yeah. Do you want me to read the excerpt?
Yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, dude.
Alright, so early on, protagonists Claire and Leon hear a radio message instructing all citizens to head for the station. That notion is wild. The police station as fortress safe haven is laughably naive, particularly for people of color. It certainly was in the 90s as well, and really, when has policing in America ever actually been about keeping neighborhoods safe as opposed to keeping a racist status quo up and running?
So, like, the only response I have at this moment is to tug on my shirt collar and go, yikes. That is...
I mean... It's obviously the part about the not safe for people of color is partly true. It's not... It definitely... There's danger there for a lot of people because there's a lot of bad cops, but not
okay, all right. Hold up.
Are
No.
Decent people.
No, absolutely. No, I will not stand by with that. No. There is never going to be a police officer that's going to shoot a black man in the middle of a zombie apocalypse in a police station for coming there for safety. There is no reason for politics or any of this in this game. This is laughable.
No, I agree with that.
Even the general thought, like if you discharge a firearm in a police station and you're a police officer, you're fired. A police station is almost always a fortress or safe haven unless you are like locked up for a crime. Regardless of whether or not you did the crime, like that's when it gets sketchy, is if you're being like arrested. But she's claiming that even someone like going there for safety, it's not safe, that's just not true.
No, I agree with that. I wasn't saying in the context of the safety. I was saying in general of policing there is, but it's not majority, which is what a lot of people make it out to seem.
There is really bad, corruption in American the United States police force, and there is a higher than average amount of people of color that are killed daily by police officers that either aren't properly trained or are just racist. And it's real fucked up. But the fact that she's saying that the notion of a police station asking them to putting out a call and that being dangerous for people of color in the middle of a zombie apocalypse is just fucking laughable. Like, come on.
It's laughably naive.
Yeah, like Jesus fucking Christ, lady, come on.
I feel like it's
I believe this is.
I've never been one for politics and gaming because political intrigue is something that can definitely exist within a game and its story, but I feel like there's also you do miss a lot of real life contextual additive to situations in video games, unsurprisingly. So Resident Evil 2 is set in the Midwest of America, but it's actually Montreal, which is funny. And I feel like you can't really apply the political situation of either or to Raccoon City because Raccoon City is not. It's not actually about the city. It's just kind of the set piece for bioterrorism fucking up the entirety of the city. I don't know. I mean, I guess you could still throw it in there. I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really mix well. The same kind of thoughts that would go into how you feel about the police in the modern day right now, I don't feel like should be the same as the thoughts and feelings about the police you should have during the event of a zombie apocalypse in Montreal.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's just a really weird and funny article I found. I found it through Matt. Do you know who the YouTuber
No, I've never heard of him.
is? He's really funny. I like him a lot. He recently put out his Resident Evil 2 video, and he mentioned it in it, and that's where I got the
see.
idea.
I was
Yeah, he's a really funny guy. I like
I've
his
actually
shit.
been watching I think it's Gamer Thumb TV. He has an entire Resident Evil history, entire full history of the Resident Evil franchise from beginning to end, and it's like 9 hours long.
Oh.
In like 5 parts currently. He's working on the final part, which will be Resident Evil 7 and I think the other CG movie.
Yeah, I know that's what you're talking about.
That's a lot of work.
And he must also mentioned him.
Yeah,
like, in
he's
his work.
He's fucking
Or in
cool.
the-
I
in
like
his
it.
video.
It's a really well crafted series if you want to know everything there is to know about Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've only played the only Resident Evil I played is 2, the remake, and then I've seen Resident Evil 7. That's all I know about the series.
I'm always surprised by how much Resident Evil I have played. Like I don't remember all the Resident Evils I play until I'm asked about, hey, what's your favorite Resident Evil? And I'm like, oh wait, I played that one too, and that one, and that one. Shit, how many Resident Evils did I play?
Is there a Resident Evil that you haven't played? If so, what is it?
Oh fuck! I guess I haven't played like the original. I haven't played the light gun games on the Wii. I haven't played.
Are there any of the like spin-off games that you haven't played?
Of the spin-offs? Yeah, there was like I said, I haven't played the super old ones. I haven't played the light gun games. And I haven't played I know there's one other I haven't played. I haven't played the DLC of 7. I've actually gotten hands-on with 7 though. I haven't finished 7. Cuz I don't own it. But I think that's about it. I mean, like, I can't remember any of the others.
Which one is 7?
7 is, Resident Evil 7 is the one where you are the guy in the house with the family that has regenerative properties in the molded.
Right! I always forget that that's a fucking Resident Evil game.
In my opinion, that is the most Resident Evil-ass Resident Evil game because it is so fucking... It is different only initially, I feel, because the tone is very much the same as other Resident Evils. It's, I like it a lot. I think.
I mean,
7's
it being
pretty
a
fucking
first-person shooter is also, or like first-person game is also kind of a big shift.
good. Yeah, I know it's a big shift, but it's not that much of a big shift. There is a Resident Evil that had a free aim first-person mode. There's been the light gun games, which are the on-rail shooters.
Yeah. No. I don't mean like in a bad way. I feel like that's also a reason why people don't think.
Or why you didn't, or don't associate it.
Yeah, don't associate it with Resident Evil. It's just because like it's a first person game that plays itself as a very like regular horror game in the very beginning.
Yeah, I guess you can say that. I guess. I don't know. It's funny because I feel like right up there with Alone in the... Is it Alone in the Dark? Fuck, what am I thinking of? It's either Evil Within or Alone in the Dark. I think it's Evil Within. I think. No, it's Alone in the Dark. God damn it. Alone in the Dark and Resident Evil were kind of the very first 3D horror games that were survival horror that I can think of. And they were very much the definition for the genre. And so when they innovate later on, it's funny how people can assume them to have moved away from horror itself. I understand where Resident Evil stopped being horror, but it definitely wasn't at 7. It definitely wasn't at 7.
I mean, I would argue that 7 is more of a horror game than 6
I
or
want
5
to point out
or 4.
if you look at 6's logo, it actually looks like a giraffe forcing a man to give him a blowjob.
Great.
Just look real
Excellent.
close. Look real close at that logo, and you'll see it. You'll see the giraffe blowjob.
Yeah, you will. Some beautiful stuff.
I do think it's definitely worth your time to check out more Resident Evils, though, Kai.
Yeah. I mean, I still have to finish.
How
Resident
far are
Evil
you in
2.
it?
Jason, what was I doing last night?
Getting fucked by Mr. X.
I had my first.
X gonna give it to ya.
I had my first encounter with Mr. X. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, fuck.
So, still slowly making
Yeah,
my
the
way
tyrants
through.
are cool.
I'll get there
So
one
I
day.
saw a mod today that added that whenever Mr. X was directly in your line of sight, the X gonna give it to you would slowly fade in
Yep.
with proximity to you, but
Yep.
only through line of sight. So if you open a door and he's on the other side of the door, then it just gets really loud, really fast.
Yep.
But like if you can see him,
Good.
it'll fade in a little bit louder.
I thought that mod was also taken down due to actual copyright.
Was it? No.
I thought it was.
That'd be really sad.
It'll be
if it
back
was.
up. You'll find it later. It's fine.
Yeah, probably. I'm sure.
Just some lawyer going around doing what he has to because lawyers are devils. But they're also useful. They're useful devils. Really, it's the rules I should be blaming of this game, not the
Yes.
people who play it.
Yeah.
So,
Hate
But
the
it's,
sin.
it's a
not
fun
the
game.
sinner.
I'm enjoying it.
fucking, I guess I'm just gonna go straight into what my fucking thing is. Because, alright.
Aye.
Fucking,
Go for it.
we might have talked about this last week a little bit briefly. Maybe not. Who knows? Activision Blizzard lays off nearly 800 amid major reconstruction. Also, quote, I think it's Bobby Kotick. Bobby Kotick, I think. Yep, Bobby Kotick.
For what?
While our financial results for 2018 were the best in our history, we didn't realize our full potential. As he lays off over 800 people. Or around 800 people. Fucking... I've also I don't know how true it was. I can't remember where I read it, but I'm pretty sure Bobby Kotick also, this was like his $30 million increase in salary or whatever. Like Bobby Kotick, the CEO of EA
Jesus.
EA, or not EA, Active Blizzard.
What
Active
a
Blizzard got like a huge increase while laying off a ton of company individuals. Active Blizzard being that other huge mega corporation of a company that I will never trust with anything at all ever.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
The thing I really want to
what
focus.
is Blizzard to Activision?
Oh, they're a joint company, dude.
Are they?
Yeah, they've been
Oh,
so for a while.
fuck.
Mhm.
Huh. All right. Interesting.
Like I think it was after like Call of Duty, fucking Modern Warfare 2 that they were a combined company.
Fuck. I didn't know that. How many people do they have on staff? Like before.
They had
Around
9,600 people
Jesus
just roughly,
Christ.
and they laid off about 775 people apparently.
That's a little over 10%.
I think it was like 8%. Yeah,
No,
it
it's
says
not.
right here in the.
It's a little below 8. Is,
Yep,
yeah,
a
it's
little bit
below
below,
10.
a bit below, but yeah, that's a lot of people to lay off.
Which is still a fuck
And
ton
that's
of people
just
to
that's
lay
kind of
off.
where I want to lead into this story because fuck do I hate companies and how huge they are at times. Because fucking companies like this have the dirtiest fucking practices. Now I don't know specifically about Active Blizzard because I haven't read anything about any employees off of Active Blizzard, but I can wager a guess, and I definitely do know one in particular story about another company that is fucking horrifying. So there's this one piece on the internet that's titled Stories from a Spouse of EA, where a woman on the internet describes her husband's experiences at the company of EA. And it's hilarious to me because that guy worked like 100-hour weeks, got tons of unpaid overtime, just never got extra pay for his overtime. Worked atrociously like a dog to make deadlines that were unbelievably high, with once again 100-hour weeks. And he, at the end of his term, where they finally finished the game he was fucking working on, was just laid off. Where they essentially work you like a dog, slap you like a bitch, and kick you out and say, don't come back.
It's really fucked up that is expected in the game design industry too.
It's like...
Yeah, it's a common occurrence. It's just it's never as large as like this. It's usually not as large as this. It's usually much smaller for a lot of different aspects of gaming stuff.
It's just fucking, they'll work you hard and they throw you out, and I hate that so much because like shit like this happens where it's just like, even though this is Active Blizzard's most profitable fucking year, 800 people just fucking gone. Get out. Leave. Pack up, you're gone.
Yeah.
And if I'm remembering correctly, and Bobby Kotick's paycheck just got that much fucking bigger, it's like, all right, fine, do what you want. You're a company. I'm going to call you scum, though. Fucking gross. Hate him.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I like it. I like how I wanted to present this story, just so I could shit on EA as well. This is my stabbing of Activision Blizzard was a veiled way of stabbing EA. I rammed the sword all the way through Activision Blizzard, and I saw EA on the other side and kept charging. Because I fucking hate those companies so much. This Blizzard, I've never really liked Active Blizzard because I feel like they are the giant mega corporation with the yearly franchises and the very well put out and well documented and researched fucking focus grouped market tested bullshit that plagues the market and is generalized and made to try to just get the most people playing it as possible. And I don't feel like wide demographic is necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like wide demographic in yearly succession without like I don't know, fucking wide demographic and marginal appeal to try to make bigger bucks and raise your numbers in your industry. I don't know. I don't like it. I feel like the top of the game industry has always been something I dislike because games are so fucking expensive. It's incredibly fucking expensive. And you're trying to raise the bar more and more to the point where it's like, if you sold 5 billion fucking units, you'd be breaking even. And like, I guess like the pushing of technology is cool and all. I like that. I'm not going to say that technology being pushed is a bad fucking thing. But Jesus Christ. When like Call of Duty probably costs like 20 billion to fucking make. Is this real? And you're not going to break even on 5 billion sold or something. It's like, was this worth it? Is this where we should be going? Is 800 people being laid off the fucking price of this? Did I want this? Did anyone want this? Was this really that big of a concern? Is this how the market should be handled? I don't fucking know. People are still people at the end of the day, and it sucks when shit like this happens.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm stupid. Maybe I'm whining about nothing. Screaming into the night about how much I hate a company, which in reality really doesn't matter too much. But I'm still going to scream into that fucking night about fuck you, EA! And Blizzard. Mainly EA.
Yeah, layoffs are a rough thing. Especially with...
Kai, have you ever been laid off?
In, like, this line of work.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I actually didn't know.
That's where, when I worked with Microsoft on video game testing, there was constant layoffs. But there's always small groups, which is how it's normally done. But I mean, everyone is aware that it's a thing that happens and that we are likely to get hit by that at some point. It's not a. I mean, it depends. It's definitely different for like developers and stuff and people and that kind of stuff. But for like game testing, like the quality assurance, that kind of stuff, like you And if you're in that job, you need to know that you are aware that you are likely to be laid off, or
At some point you're going to get kicked.
Because when I first started with the company and was testing, there was a fuck ton of people. Let's say 50 people just in the office area that I worked in. And by the end of it, there was 10-ish of us left. Yeah. And so, like, the first layoff was, like, these people aren't really, like, doing it much. And then, but by the end, it was, like, they are cutting our budget.
Downsizing and downsizing and downsizing.
At this point. Yeah, and it's, like, we can't really afford to lose anyone, but we have to. So now we're just cutting away at, like, the essential, like, muscle and bone
literal
instead
atrophy.
of the,
Where
like,
you're instead of cutting
fat.
the fat, you're now cutting off a limb.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I was really grateful to be to have lasted long enough I wasn't laid off until it was like cutting off at the bone.
You were the core.
Yeah. Where they literally brought me and my friend Josh in, where it's like, we got another budget cut from Microsoft, and at this point, they literally said, like, we are cutting away at bone at this point. But I think the reason why they chose me and Josh, our big reason, is because we were the ones that lived so far away, and we talked shit about it so much. But the thing is that me and Josh, I don't know, I felt really bad. I think I told Jason this story, but me and Josh, so we were working. We were just at our desk together in our office room, working on some fucking game, and Leonard, who is like the person that controls all of us, he's like the person that works directly with Microsoft, and he walked in. Yeah, he was the big boy. He was a pretty cool dude, and he walked in the room and was like, "Hey Josh, or he's like, "Hey Josh and Kai, can we get you in the conference room real quick?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure." And then he like walked out and waited for us to meet up with him, and me and Josh just like each other and go, "I bet we're getting laid off." And then we walk over to the room, and there was this other, and so we went to the conference room, and there was one of those like we were in a conference call with other people at our sister location in another city next to us, where this other dude was also getting laid off from there. And it was really sad because that guy was taking it really hard, because this was like his first job, and he's like was taking it real hard and was real sad, and it was really sad to listen to. But at the same time, me and Josh were just making jokes about it the whole time
constantly,
to each other.
today's the day.
And we're like, oh, this poor kid. And then we literally afterwards, I mean, it was me, Josh, Leonard, and God, I can't remember the other guy's name right now. But we're just sitting there. I mean, like, we had the phone call muted, so like they couldn't hear us. We're literally just sitting there, like, yeah. So I don't know. Me and Josh just were kind of thankful for it, because we were sick of the drive and all the traffic we had to deal with, because we lived so far away. But this poor kid. And then we walked back to our office, and our friends that shared the same room with us were like, "So what was that about?" And me and just go, "We got laid off.
Fuckers.
See you guys later." And they every time we went around to each room to say goodbye to all the people, because we're leaving, and because Leonard was like, "You guys could leave now if you wanted to, unless you want to stay the rest of the day." And I was like, "Nah, there's gonna be no traffic right now. We're fucking out of here." So we went around to every room to say goodbye to people, and every time you'd be like,
Later,
"Hey, we got
fuckers."
laid off," and every time people would be like, "What? Are you kidding? What?" They didn't believe us for so long until like, "Yeah, no, we're leaving right now. We're going around saying goodbye, and then packing our shit up and leaving." And they're like,
Oh fuck.
"Oh, well, see you guys later. Let us know." And you're like, "Yeah,
And then you
we
never
should keep in touch. It was a good time with you guys." at the entire time, everyone just was like,
fuck?
"What is happening?"
Amazing.
Ah, good times, good times.
To be honest, I've always.
There
God
was
damn!
still fucking traffic on the way home.
That's the
bitch.
fucking worst.
It was like 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Jesus.
There's still fucking traffic.
That
I mean,
is
you
we're
thought you
so
finally
bad.
avoided it.
Yeah.
I always wanted
So
that.
upsetting.
I always wanted to be laid off. I always had to just quit instead because they needed me too much.
Come out here and work.
Sure,
As a game
I can.
tester.
Yeah, I can get laid off. I
Can
can
get
live
laid
my
off.
dream finally of working really hard to be spat in the face of,
Yeah.
so I can finally feel justified.
You will eat. No, here's what's gonna happen. You're gonna be one of the people that are there long enough where they take you on as a full-time employee, and then you won't be laid off, or you'll have a much less.
It's
less
like I'll
likely
go
chance of
in
being
like,
laid
oh
off.
man, I can't wait to get laid off. It's gonna be so good, and I actually do my job fucking diligently. It's like, Matt, we know times are hard right now, but we really need you to step to the plate. So can you become our full time? And it's like, oh fuck, no, you're supposed to lay me off.
Because I think at the point that we had that last budget cut where me and Josh got laid off, they were in the process of getting everyone that wasn't a full-time employee to be
Yep.
made into a full-time employee. And like they cut the budget like right before that was like finalized, and me and Josh got laid off.
That's how that shit. That's how that shit happens, and that's I hope that
Yeah.
amongst the 775 people who were laid off at Active Blizzard, one of them was like me, and you. Later, fuckers, kind of deal.
The sad thing is I doubt it, because it seems like the ones that are getting laid off are the ones that aren't as susceptible to layoffs, like unlike
QA.
game testers and quality assurance stuff. Yeah, exactly. Where that's like
He's,
a very normal thing. Because like when I took the job, they were like, "Yeah, you'll probably have this job for like 6-ish months," and I was lucky enough. I think I was there for 8.
Well, I mean, even if it's unfortunate, but you'd be surprised how common it is to actually pull this shit in the industry, where they work employees, game coders, and designers like dogs, and then they just throw them to the fucking curb after a term.
Mhm.
Like, that's the thing with the EA spouse story, is that it was literally an account of something that happens very often at EA, where they make you work super hard with unpaid overtime, and then they kick you to the term after the project's done. It just happens,
Yeah.
and I hate shitty company ethic like this. It really bothers me. Especially
it's
when it's for
really
something
shitty.
I dislike, for the pushing of a boundary that I don't think we needed. Because I don't care about Call of Duty. I never have, and I don't think I don't think these people needed to lose their jobs for, like, the quote innovation's sake of these games, when I view them as something genuinely kind of just, I guess, disgusting in a way. They're the grab everything, jump into the hot new trend and market it kind of shit that I've never been a part of.
And now
never
Call of
liked.
Duty's a battle royale game.
Exactly. That's the shit. Like, just put it on the fucking
Yeah.
title card. 775 people lost their jobs, so Call of Duty could become a battle royale. It's not actually the case, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's a really shitty thing for all those people that just lost their jobs, because that's a lot of people that just lost their like a big
It's
income.
most likely full-time
Which, like-
employees, people who have actually lost their job.
Yeah,
People
no,
who now have to go
it-
out into the market again.
Yeah, it 100% is
That's
full-time
fucked.
employees. Yeah, it's awful. It really sucks. It's really sucks for those people.
It's
And-
not
well,
an easy
prob-
market.
No, it ain't. It's fucking awful. I hate it all.
No.
Burn it all to the ground. Keep the indie developers. And Platinum Games. And
Yeah.
Capcom. They're allowed to live. They can keep living as long as they keep doing good. I feel like Capcom's been on a real good streak lately.
Mhm.
Now, if only they give me Dragon's Dogma 2. That's never happening.
Would that make you forgive them?
Maybe. Probably. I don't know.
For
I'm
all
still
of their
pretty...
sins?
I am pretty mad about Dragon's Dogma Online still.
Why didn't you like it?
Oh, I fucking love it. It's fun.
Oh.
I'm not allowed to play it.
Oh, right.
It's Japanese only for whatever fucking reason.
Just learn
No, fuck you,
Japanese,
Kai.
forehead.
Okay, story time.
Holy shit.
Okay,
Whoa.
story fucking time. Back when I actually had a decent gaming rig, I was super interested in Dragon's Dogma Online. I, in fact, took part in the first public beta test for the game. I was in that shit faster than anyone else, and I had made a guild with people online, and I played the full 7 days they did the beta test. The problem is, after the beta test, they banned US IPs from joining the servers. And it was still possible to play, though.
Oof.
So what I did is I did what other people did, and we started running proxies and VPNs in order to be able to play the fucking game. And initially you only had to run initially you only had to change your locale and your settings in order to spoof it. Like, they didn't actually ban US IPs at first; they just banned US locale systems. But then they actually straight up banned US IPs, and they'd also have to check your clock settings. So, like, even if you did use a VPN, they were checking your fucking computer settings to make sure that you're, quote, from Japan to be able to play this fucking video game. And I still fucking played it.
Interesting.
Despite the massive pain in the ass that it was
Nothing's
to
holding
boot
me
up
back.
the VPN, download a fucking 2 gigabyte patch from Japan through a VPN that is running at like 500 kilobytes a second.
Fuck.
I defeated the Japanese CAPTCHA boss. I fucking figured out katakana well enough to fucking fill in the CAPTCHA with a soft keyboard for Japanese.
Fuck.
Like, I did everything I fucking could to play that game, and I fucking enjoyed it. It did have some jank-ass design decisions, like, probably the worst one was, early on, Priest. The way it worked is, the classes from the original Dragon's Dogma were split up. So, like, Mage, the young level Mage got split up into Priest and, like, Wizard in this game, and Priest, they had all the healing spells, but the way they worked is you'd apply them to yourself, and then you could radiate them out in an aura to other people. So it's initially like you cast the cure magic on you, and you're a bubble of healing. So anyone who's getting close to you is going to get healed. But you can then reapply that instead off of you onto everyone else around you. And initially this had no range limit. So Priest was essentially pop the buffs, send them out to everyone, walk around while your MP drains indefinitely. Drink a mana potion, rinse, repeat. It was the boring class. Very boring. It got kind of fixed later on, but that was one of the first big problems of the game. The biggest problem of the game was how they tried to enforce the, quote, tank DPS healer mix. So what they did is they had tanks and DPS, and I can't remember if it was tanks that did this. I think it was tanks that did this. So every once in a while, when you were fighting a large mob, a boss monster, it would go into a state called Enraged. And in Dragon's Dogma, the original, you could climb the monsters and slash at them that way, a la Shadow of the Colossus, or fight them on the ground. And in this game, you could also still climb them, despite being an MMO. It's basically 1-to-1 with the combat system for that. And when something was enraged, it would take no damage. Like, at all. It would take 0. You would have a thing that deals like 105 damage normally, and that's like low-end damage. It's now hitting 5. It's like nothing. You have to get it out of Enraged. Now, there's a couple ways to get it out of Enraged. When you shoot it or hit it while it's enraged, you'll do a little bit of damage to the Enraged bar. Or, if you're the tank, you jump onto it, grab onto it, and climb it, and start dry humping it. That will reduce the rage bar faster than anything else. And yep, it's just the big old dick bar is going way up. But it was absolutely insufferable because it required a tank class, and from what I remember, there was only 2 or 1 at the very beginning of the game. So they were in very high demand, and nobody actually liked this system because fuck TPS is pretty hard. But I mean, later on, it's slightly better.
Yeah.
They also toned it down a lot so that solo players and new players who are trying to get through content who didn't have people to go with could get through it easier. But that I just hate how that game is Japanese locked forever. It's never coming. It's never fucking coming to the West, and that bothers me so much. And B, it's actually a fucking good ass game despite its flaws, in my opinion. It's probably my favorite MMO. Like,
Is there a reason that it's locked to Japan?
no. There's one server. It's in Japan. No one else is allowed to play.
Did Phantasy Star Online
No, it never
actually
came to
come?
the West. Phantasy Star Online 2, though, is very different in my opinion because you don't need a Japanese fucking IP to play that game. There's a butt ton of Americans who fucking play it. There's a full modding community that has full UI translations, story translations, everything's translated. Like, it's not hard to play this game in full fucking English.
Huh.
Dragon's Dogma Online, though? No, get fucked.
What the fuck?
I
See,
understand it. It
Here's
makes me
what I
mad to
really
this day.
don't understand. Why would they lock the IP though? Like, if you're willing to play,
Because too many Americans were playing.
did it
Isn't
just
that
bog down
fucking
the
hilarious?
servers?
Too many Americans were playing the game. I don't know if it actually caused them server stress or not, but because there were too many Americans who were willing to go out of their way to play their product, they decided to say you can't play our product anymore.
Brilliant.
Too many people want my item that I'm selling?
Money revenue.
Fuck that. It bothers me so
No.
much. It bothers me so
dare you.
fucking much.
Dude,
because
that's a problem.
yeah,
It's really
no,
dumb and
it's
weird.
absolutely infuriating me. I fucking love Dragon's Dogma. It is one of my favorite fucking video games. Dragon's Dogma Online is legitimately intensely fun. Like, get fucked. I don't care what you think if you're someone who thinks otherwise. You can play as an alchemist in that game who has a gauntlet that can do air punches by turning things into gold and jet streams, like, fucking Gebera your shit through the air with punches of turning things to gold. Everything about
it's pretty
Dragon's
fucking
Dogma
awesome.
it can be described as fucking awesome. And it bothers me so fucking much that Dragon's Dogma Online is Japanese only, never came to the West. They didn't even consider it. When Dragon's Dogma sold insanely well in the West, both on its initial release, the Dark Arisen release, which only happened because the initial release sold so fucking well, and then on the PC release, which they didn't even think they were going to do, but they did anyway, and guess what? It sold fucking amazing. I'm so mad. I am so fucking mad. When's Dragon's Dogma 2? When that happens, I will only begin my cooldown on my fucking eternal rage at Capcom from this.
Dude,
I won't.
That's
You'll
fucked
get it,
up.
buddy.
Itsuno will die before it happens.
That's fucked up.
Sadly.
Yeah, that's that's my news story and my sub story about why I'm mad at Capcom. So
How was your
I don't
therapy
know.
session, bud?
it was good. I feel like I really got some important emotions out. I don't know. Me and Capcom got to go to more couples counseling sessions, I think, though.
I agree. So
That'd probably be good for you too.
Good. We'll have to schedule another appointment same time next
So
week.
Jason, did you actually find a story or?
No, I did not.
All right, so we're right on schedule for how this normally goes, except we're now down a story. So I guess we're just going to if there's anything that's been posted in like the chat that we can work off of, that'd be great. If not, I'm going to literally waggle my dick around until I find something.
I think the only thing posted in the topics channel on our Discord that we haven't talked about yet was EA Origin Access.
Okay. I mean, I don't really know what that is. I'll go literally look at it now, so we have something.
I know very little about it also, but it's basically this subscription you can get with EA's Origin, where you get access to games earlier. So most of the stuff I know about this is from hearing it secondhand.
Alright, let's fucking
about
Google
Anthem
it.
stuff. Because recently Anthem had a bunch of demos and stuff that came out, and the games, I think technically if you have Origin access, you can play the full Anthem game tomorrow, I think, and then a week from then the full game comes out for
But I can play
non-Origin
Warframe right now.
access, people. Exactly. And it just, I don't know.
I'm
I
trying
don't really
to
know much about
get
it.
to the Origin site to literally read off it right now.
Is it a subscription-based service?
It looks to be. Ugh.
Mhm. What's the price? You can do 100 annual, or 15 monthly.
Wait, it's what?
$100 annually, or $15 monthly for Premier access, or you can get Basic for $30 a year, or $5
Okay,
a
it
month.
looks like. Okay, so it looks like so Basic gets you 182 access to 182 games. It you get early access or a 10-hour trial of Anthem, and you get percent.
So you get a 10-hour trial for Anthem if you get Basic, or the full
and
game
you get
early. If you have
10%
Premier.
off Origin purchases with Basic, which is that Basic is $5 a month or $30 a year, and Premier is $15 a month or $100 a year, and that one gets you extra content with EA games, the full game of Anthem right now, and 189 access games on Origin, I guess. And it also gets you the 10% off. This just sounds like a basic ass membership service that a lot of places offer. Basically, those credit cards you'll get at like Macy's or something. It's I mean, hey, I'm just employing more scummy tactics, I guess. There's ironically, no, it's
I don't know.
not.
I don't think it's worth it.
It's really not, unless you are really dying to play knockoff Warframe. I really don't think this is that worth it. I guess Origin trying to be a real competitor to Steam is a worthwhile topic, because it's good for the market to have competition. Steam getting too high on its horse at times with no alternative is bad for the consumer. Because, hey, remember the Steam censorship apocalypse?
Yeah.
If there was no alternative to that, which there kind of still isn't, Steam, if there's no backlash or if they decide they want to enforce that morality, they can just do it. And that's unfortunate for anyone who likes tickled bitties like myself. And it's good when you have competitors, because competitors can say, hey, you know that thing you hate about this service? We don't do that. Unfortunately, the thing about EA is, hey, you know that thing you hate about this service? Literally defines everything about EA for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't want to spend that much money per month or year for not stuff that I don't think is that worth it.
I don't really think anything is that worth it from EA. Genuinely, there's not a lot of EA games I actually like. Warframe, I still think, is superior to Anthem after seeing a lot of Anthem. I think Anthem is cool looking.
Do you play any?
I do think the mechs look pretty cool. I still think Warframe's a better game. Just because fucking Warframe has way more content, way more things to do, and it doesn't seem to share some of the same flaws. I've seen a lot of people talk about stiff movement controls in air versus some weird design decisions, like every time you have to get into the javelin, you have to go through this first-person segment that is incredibly long. It's a long-ass walk. It's also very unstable, I've seen. But no, I still think Warframe just has a lot more going on for it in terms of definitely content, which is for loot 'em shooters. I feel like You definitely need that word right there, content. Keep people active.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's a big one.
well,
Yeah, I mean, I played the second demo for Anthem. I found it fun. I had a good time playing it. I had a fun time flying around.
no, I mean,
and
I
shooting
legitimately,
shit. And
I legitimately think
the
Anthem is
different
actually kind of a
abilities
neat
were
game.
cool.
I still just think Warframe is definitely topping it though. That's just
Yeah.
me.
Also, Warframe is free.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's another thing. I think, yeah, I would agree that Warframe is
If you
probably
don't think
better.
so,
Also, no, I agree. I think Warframe is better, but I don't know. There's not really much
so
more
like
to it.
it's pretty obvious where if
Uh,
I'm going to play devil's advocate, and God damn it I will, I guess I'm going to put on my I'm actually working for EA top hat now.
Mhm.
It's like Anthem looks really fucking nice. It has really cool designs. The abilities aren't bad
Yeah.
themselves either on the mechs, but other than that, I don't really know what to add that would throw it into Anthem's corner. And yeah,
I wish that there was more mechs or suits like
Yeah, that's
Warframe.
To be
something
where
that
fair,
has a
to
bunch
be
that you
fair,
can choose
Warframe
from.
has also had a significantly longer period of time to add that content. At the beginning, it didn't have as much.
yeah, true, it didn't, but
Well, yeah. I'm sure
but
that
but
Anthem will get
you
more
still
mechs
can't
as it
beat the
goes
fact
on.
that Warframe
I
is free
hope
and
so,
ongoing.
at least.
Like, that's the best part about Warframe. It's never stopped. Despite every bit of adversity it's ever faced, Warframe keeps on fucking trucking. And it's still got more mechs. And it's still going to have more mechs. I don't think Anthem will ever catch up.
Okay. Did you guys ever hear about?
Probably not.
There is. They had a. RNG cosmetic system. It was kind of like a loot box system. And you could reskin your companion, like your animal companion, and they had it
In-
live. Yeah,
Are you talking about Warframe?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're talking about, like, the Kubros.
Or okay.
yeah, exactly. So you could reskin them, right?
Mhm.
So this was live for like 3 days, maybe.
Oh.
And then they
I know what you're talking
removed it because one guy spent like $3,000 reskinning his thing, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we don't want people to spend this much money on this. This is a toxic. Yeah, this is a toxic like
about. And they just took it out.
toxic practice. We're not doing this," and they removed it.
No, so I think it's DE
remember
Interactive. I
hearing
think
about that.
I think that's their name. The company that makes Warframe. They're really upfront about things, and I think they're really chill. Like they have the devlogs like every month, I think, where they talk about what's upcoming, what do they want to do, what's happening with the Warframe community. It's that's one of the other things I think is really strong for Warframe. It's got that community, yo.
Yeah.
It has active
Yeah.
like participation from fans in the actual design works of the game. It has like constant communication between developer and community, and the community is also very fucking active about the game. There's constantly new fan art. There's constantly new shit. There's the actual end game of the game, which is how well can you play the platinum market, and yeah, no, I think that's something that's going to be up and that's going to stay there. I don't know. It's like Warframe has cemented itself pretty well, I think. It's like,
Yeah, I'd say so.
I guess Warframe is a man who has like gel-based cement, and he has been pouring it in a line for a long time. Sure, it was squishy at first. It's pretty solid now, though. It's going to keep getting more solid as more shit comes out of the tube. You know, I do really like the devlogs, but a lot of companies do that. Unfortunately, this makes me think of the irony that is the Warrior's Den from I don't know if you guys really care about For Honor that much, but For Honor had the Warrior's Den, which is it was the live stream they did to talk to the community, and they'd usually run it weekly, and it'd obviously get a lot more attention every time an expansion came out. And the funny thing is, I think that the Warriors Den was incredibly tone deaf to its community. Because I feel like fucking For Honor actually had a very interesting but also messed up development system. So initially, like, way back in the day, when For Honor was first being shown about, the guy who was on head, I don't remember his name, the first head developer, he was really adamant about the 4v4 setting, the abilities, the kind of MOBA-esque nature of the game. And he really designed it around that and a lot closer to the ground when it came to how systems work, how a character works in those systems. They're very basic. They could fit on a napkin. And he got replaced, I think, come season 2. Like, he had a month into the game's actual lifespan, and he was replaced. Not a month, like 3, I think. Yeah, it was three months a season. He got replaced, and I think it was by Roman Pope, or Pope Roman, I think. That was his name, who took over his head. And this, the very first set of heroes that were released was Ninja and Centurion. They were the first DLC characters to be released. And they had extensively long toolkits that had a lot going for them at the time, and it was initially everyone was like, oh my god, these things are fucking broken. Please nerf. And it was the definite expansion of the character's toolset. And now, what happened initially is everyone was crying for nerfs. Everybody was crying for nerfs. But that's exactly what they did, and that was actually a bad idea. I say it's tone deaf because the way the community worked was there's a lot of people who actually sided with that initial endeavor where it's like, hey, this should be more like a MOBA game. But then Roman took it in much more of a, no, let's balance this for 1v1. But then there were people who wanted balance for the 1v1s based off of characters who didn't get that balance. So I feel like the best example for that is the current, still controversial hero, Lawbringer. People love Lawman. Lawman has the best knight fashion there is. He's a full-plated knight in huge armor with a, it's not a poleaxe, but it's not a halberdier. I think it actually might be a poleaxe, but it's a trifecta weapon. It's got a blunt edge, it's got an axe, and it's got a spear at the tip. And he is super good. Super fucking good. Constantly good numbers. Always winning games, always killing people in 4v4s. In the Dominion game mode. He's really good at that. He had an amazingly long throw range. He had good disabling tools for when you're in a team fight. He's good. Except when you're in a 1v1, where he had consistently some of the lowest numbers. And he is... So way back in For Honor's early lifespan, you had the most defensive game ever because it was really easy to parry. Parry got you tons of damage. Like, so the way parrying works is that when an enemy attacks, if you block on the same side and press R2, you'll get a parry. And initially, or what it's supposed to be, or what it was supposed to be is light parries you get a lot more off of. Like, they're stunned for a lot longer time, so you can get a better punish off of. And heavy parries you didn't get nearly as much time off of because those are easier to parry. But way back in the day, it was incredibly easy to parry, and all parries led into a guard break. And guard breaks have a fixed amount of time where you get something to do. So it would always be more optimal to get a heavy parry into a guard break, into probably a side heavy, which did the most damage. So you never wanted to actually attack because it was so easy to get parried by literally anything. And the timing window was so easy. So way back in like season 2 of the game, top Japanese players, you'd watch them. They'd just be playing Warden, and they'd be just throwing out a heavy and feinting it constantly. So it'd be just two guys dancing in front of each other, pretending to, I'm going to attack, gonna attack, but then they never attack. And then they try to guard break, but no, they were actually ready for the guard break, so fuck off. So it was incredibly defensive. Nobody liked it. And that got changed over time with a lot of changes, like parrying getting much harder to do, guard break no longer being confirmed off parry, and a lot of other things. But the thing is, Lawman is still very defensive. And he has been for the entirety of the time. And a lot of people complain about Lawman. And Roman's response has always been, Lawman's pretty good, you're just playing the hero wrong. What's wrong with you? I see he's getting wins. Why aren't you? And that's been an actual noticeable divide I've seen in that community, where the developer says he's fine, but everyone's like, no, this is boring. Stop it. Change it. And that's been For Honor for a long time, and it's only recently gotten, actually, in my opinion, very swell, where like Shigoki, another hero that a lot of people have been complaining about isn't good whatsoever, actually got a rework. It was another problem in year 1, specifically in year 2. They were still shooting out the new heroes, so the old heroes never got any attention when they desperately needed it. So like, hey, look at this new character, but my character is shit. Please fix it. No, look at this new character. Look how good they are. Use them. New stuff. Use it. We paid for it.
New stuff.
Yep.
Pay attention to this stuff.
It's been a real fucky development cycle for that game. Let me fucking tell you. I could probably do a whole podcast on her For Honor.
Sounds like it.
Next week, the For Honor cast. We're dropping the feet. We're picking up For Honor. I've killed every other co-host I had. It's only me in the shame closet with fucking For Honor.
Jesus Christ.
But that in mind, we're basically around the end. We can start wrapping up if you guys like, or if you want to throw anything else on the pile, now's the time.
I can't think of anything.
I feel like that last stretch of time was about 10 to 15 minutes of me talking, and that was it. Yep.
Ranting about For Honor.
Yep. And all of that came out of talking about EA Origin and how Anthem is not Warframe.
Exactly. It is not Warframe.
It always comes back to the French. It always comes back to the French. I can't leave them alone. They can't leave me alone. We're at constant war.
Goddamn French.
You think if I declare war on France, they'll take it seriously?
Yes.
Oh, man. If only, right? Anyways,
They'll be like, don't touch the art.
I think that's about it. So, to wrap it up, why don't you guys promote where you're at, who you are, what you do? Where can I find you, Kai? If I'm looking for more Schmucks conformists, where can I find you?
You can find me on Twitter at
Jason.
At
I'm not looking for you. I don't care.
Oh.
Where can I find you anyway?
If you did want to, you can find me on my Twitter and my Facebook. The links are down below and in the chat.
Because you're this. Yeah, okay. So screw the audio people, I guess. They'll never know. They can't find you.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, Jason just doesn't give a shit about
the
them.
one person who goes to our YouTube and clicks that link. You just
God,
forsake them.
Oh shit. Oh god.
Who didn't even listen this long into the podcast? Don't worry about it.
No, I'm so sorry, everybody.
You can't. I mean, if you actually want to say it, you can.
Bye.
All right. You can't find me because I don't actually have social media, but if you have any questions at all or you want to reach us, maybe me in particular, you can email us at schmucksredactedcast@gmail.com. Gmail.com. Is that some, like, Atlati shit? I don't fucking know. Once again, that is schmucksredactedcast@gmail.com. Oh no! I'm becoming French. It's become.
Corrupted you.
No, but yeah, you can check us. You can check us here at the. You can check us here at the Twitch, which is SomeSchmucks at Twitch. You can check us on the YouTube, same name, and you can check them out at the Twitters that have been mentioned. Other than that, I think we're basically done. I don't fucking know. Kai, tell us about how long your penis is. All right, that's it.
No fucking idea.
We're done. That's how long it is. Goodbye. Show's over.
Bye, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
Goodbye, everyone.
Not tomorrow.
See you next week. Nope, not tomorrow. Well, I mean, unless they join
Shit,
the stream.
he's right.
But
There's also a
next
stream
podcast
that
will
happens
be
on
just-
Tuesdays and Fridays, Mondays and Fridays.
Mondays,
Nope.
Wednesdays, and Fridays.
Nope.
Cool, all that
Monday,
stays in. We're
Wednesday,
ending it now.
Fridays.
There's nothing to hear. Second over.
From
Okay, we're done.
Yep. It's over. It ended. I ended in your screaming rant. Okay, I'm ending Audacity now.